very comforting and calming series that came from Hallmark holiday films is The Good Witch. And with many seasons under its belt, fans have become fond of the cast members of the show. However, not all of the characters that they play receive the same love from the fans. And today, we're gonna talk to you about just that. Which are the 5 most hated characters of the show, and which are the 5 most loved ones by the fans. Enjoy! Today, we'll start firstly with the top 5 most hated characters of the show, and then continue with the 5 most loved ones, so without further ado, let's go! Number 5. Martha Tinsdale. Starting off our list with one of the most confusing characters in the show, and that is Martha. Now, yes, she's quirky and funny, and the high-strung mayor of Middleton, and is the source for many comedic reliefs in the run of the show. However, her downfall for being placed in this category is that she gets herself worked up over the smallest and most meaningful things. She's pretty easy to like, but because of her frequent freaking out, for which the fans were not very fond of, they made a barrier for the character and the reason she's put in the list in the first place.
Well, our plans might be just a tad extravagant, but only because Sam deserves such a...
Number 4. Ben Patterson. While we're at Stephanie and her relationships, one of the longest-running romances of the show is that between her and Ben Patterson, a thing that fizzled out for a pretty lame reason. Them not being able to work it out, and we say lame because they just simply didn't try enough. They gave up too early. Ben is not a bad person to say the least, but the development of his character kept the fans wanting for more. And that is why he snagged a spot on our list of the top 5 most hated characters in the show. And as a plus, if he and Stephanie didn't date it in the series, he would have not been given a lot to do, or this is what we think at least.
Now this is the part he hates, so let's all say it really quietly. Surprise!
Number 3. Adam Hawkins. Next on our list comes a character who, for some strange reason, he's not amongst the most likable characters on the show, and that is Adam Hawkins. Despite him and Stephanie falling for each other and their true Hallmark holiday films love story, with him working as a pastor in the town and her owning a bistro, he comes as a little bit of a dull person that doesn't get along with the other characters of the show, a characteristic of his that had sort of like a negative vibe to the fans, and a reason for him being among the 5 most hated characters. The only thing going for him is that he and Stephanie meet cute and become friends before anything romantic happens between them, which is always a good thing, right?
Adam Hawkins.
Number 2. Nick Radford. The person who along with his dad moved to Middleton and hates every minute spending there is Nick, a character in the series that from what we have seen is not particularly the best teen love interest, and reserves a spot on our list of top 5 most hated characters on the show. He's a negative, whiny person, and despite the efforts of Casey's daughter, Grace, to befriend him and show him how great it is living his best life no matter where he stands at the moment, he takes a lot of time to figure things out, a suspenseful character which did not get much love from the fans, with the main reason being his bad attitude, a trait of his that would make him a better person if he would just get over it.
Sometimes I wonder. I mean, you never freak out if we have a pop quiz.
Number 1. Abigail Pershing. To describe her in short, she's the opposite of Casey, she's kind and warm, and Abigail on the other side of the spectrum is mean and vindictive. She's not easy to love because she's constantly scheming something with the purpose of making herself happy, no matter the consequences. She's jealous and insecure, and although all of us saw some progress in her learning to become a better person from Casey, it seems like the fans can't easily forget how she used to act in the beginning.
Then it's a good thing they're for you.
You're buying me flowers.
With these characters out of the way, let us continue with the top 5 most loved characters by the fans of the show. Number 5. Grace Russell. The first one we're going to talk about is Grace Russell, who in contrast to the rich teenage girls in the young adult films, she's incredibly sweet and very smart. She does everything well, she's good at school, and is the kind of person that always wants to do the right thing. She's the perfect example of someone who's that goody two-shoes. However, this is also the reason for her not being higher on our list. Sometimes she makes it hard to love her more. She also has troubles when things don't go her way, and can be a bit of a perfectionist.
I'm gonna have people laughing and in tears, so good luck having to follow that.
Number 4. George O'Hanrahan. George is Casey's father-in-law, and despite her husband Jake passing away before the events of The Good Witch, Casey is still very close to him after all this time. Let's just say this, it's impossible to not love him, he lives with Casey, and it's always a delight to see his smile and his cheerful personality that brings the whole room light. We can all agree that if it wasn't for him, the show would feel really empty and very different. And on the plus side, it's always a good thing that he's there, a family member that's so close to Casey and Grace.
Well, it's funny, I heard Grace typing away like there was no problem at all.
Number 3. Cassie Nightingale. Hallmark holiday films had and have a lot of great actresses, and Catherine Bell is both, because she starred in all of Hallmark's Good Witch movies way before taking the same role in today's TV show we like and love. No one would dare to hate Casey, it's just impossible. She has a very warm personality that makes people feel close and comfortable around her. Whether she's meeting new guests at Grey House or people coming into her shop, she seems like she's never tired of helping people and their needs. She's the star of the show that everyone loves, but not enough for us to put her on the top spot on our list.
Tell us a lot, but sometimes they take a while to make sense.
You seem to know a lot about it.
Number 2. Stephanie Borden. Next on our list, we have a character that we mentioned before, and that is Stephanie, and her bistro is what Luke's Diner in the Gilmore Girls is, a major setting, the main hangout spot for all of the characters in The Good Witch. Stephanie is one of the most loved characters in the series. She's talkative, sweet, and cute, one of the best qualities out of all people living in Middleton. She does have her flaws in that she has troubles committing to a relationship, but those are minor to what makes her human, what makes her tick, and she's also a very good friend of Casey, which is always a plus.
Meeting you here.
Well, it is a fundraiser for the hospital.
Number 1. Sam Radford. And last but not the least, the most loved character award of the show goes to Sam. One of the most terrible things that happened in Desperate Housewives has to be the death of James Denton's character Mike. But we're also thankful for his character in The Good Witch, which is not that much dramatic and has less of an arc connected to him. He's the stand-up guy and the doctor of Middleton. He has a beautiful and moving relationship with Casey, for whom he has been falling for a long time. And everyone loves Sam, not just the fans but also all of the people in the town of Middleton. It's just very hard not to be the most loved character of the show. He's the kind of person that can fix anything, and not even bat an eyelash about it.
When do we start with that whole Om thing?
Om is a mantra.
On a related note, tell us down in the comments below which of the characters are your favorite, and which of them you don't like that much. And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.